let's make lemonade. Okay, let's go to work.
That's the signal! Go, 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 go! It's beautiful! Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude!
Wake up and hit the ground running. It's The Rush, presented by Willis Auto, with Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bringing you raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic talk about sports, life, and everything else that matters. No filtered, no fluff, just The Rush.
Let the madness begin. Welcome to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Happy Friday, everybody. Of course, at Willis Automotive, you can check out Willis Infinity. Big offers on their most popular SUVs, QX80 models with up to $9,000 retail cash plus financing as low as 0% for 36 months or 3.9% for 84 months. QX60 models with up to $6,000 off and the same great finance options. If you're watching on the audio or listening on the audio stream at therushladio.com, Rush Radio Android app or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube this morning, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, give the video a like, start playing along with the Rush community in the comment section. Call the show at 515-517-2303 and follow us on social media. I'm in a great mood, Ross Peterson. How is your Friday going?
Friday's going good, man. What, are you in a great mood for a specific reason?
You know, I watched some incredible basketball yesterday. Did not get one. I sat in my office, and I have this kind of rolling big screen TV kind of whiteboard type thing that I can put YouTube TV on. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get work done, and I'm going to watch basketball at the same time. That didn't happen. I sat at my desk going, oh, look at this game, look at this game, look at this game. And finally, when 4:30, 5 o'clock ran around, I go, what did I do today? I did absolutely nothing but watch basketball.
How many steps? How many steps did you have yesterday?
Oh, I ended up with around 4,000 or something. Yeah, because I was doing, like, during commercial breaks, I'd walk around the office because we got a little lap, and I had to do a couple other things. But I got about 4,000 steps in yesterday.
I think that's incredible. On a day when you say you did nothing, you got 4,000 steps in, and there's been days when you've had 200.
Yes, that's because I don't leave the house and I stay in my bed. It's better if I leave the house. I'm usually, if I don't go on a regular walk, I'm a 3,000 to 4,000 step a day. But if I don't leave the house, I just stay in bed and become basically a possum. Just I'm not moving.
I was able to watch the first round of games, that first series, the ones I said I was excited about. Nebraska took care of business, did what they had to do. That Ohio State TCU game was a fun one. Fun day of basketball, man. But those were I got to watch the early games a lot more. Midday games, I was driving home, and then last night I haven't had a chance to tell you this. All right, so Dad. We're getting Dad better. He's going to be okay. We're not out of the woods. I don't think
a lot of people know he's in the hospital.
It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't really talk about it because he's a pretty private fella.
Yeah.
But I didn't get a chance to watch basketball last night. I didn't get all afternoon. Dude, the weirdest thing. My dad loves basketball, but he's like, he didn't want to watch it yesterday. And he was very adamant about not watching basketball yesterday. So I didn't get to watch a lot of Brad and I were both on our phones watching games a little bit, but had to kind of do it discreetly last night.
Sitting there, Dad, you want to watch some hoops? Nope. Want to watch some hoops? Nope. Dad, I got a really good game going on here, Dad. You'll want to see this.
Got to see the North Carolina. That was a fun one. We were watching.
Dude. There's so many places we could start today. I mean, if you picked a lead story from yesterday, High Point is probably it. But I think, the most recent one is, just because it happened kind of late, was the North Carolina VCU game. North Carolina up by as many as 19 in that game, Ross. 19. And for the second year in a row, North Carolina's out in the first round. That's North Carolina. And that brand carries something. People are going to want blood here, man. I mean, you hate to say it. You get to the NCAA tournament, you're 6th seed, but there is a higher expectation at North Carolina. You got to wonder if somebody's on the hot seat here.
Man, it was shortly after Roy Williams left. Who took over for Roy Williams?
Hubert Davis, right?
Oh, okay. Then was it Hubert Davis that had they had that one year where they were like an 8 seed?
And they got to the Final Four.
Yeah. Yeah, like 2004, 2005, somewhere around there, right? I'm kind of pulling from my memory.
No, you're going way too far back.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, my memory does that. I get all screwed up in the head. Their expectations,
he started coaching North Carolina. Just let me pull it up real quick.
You're good. My point being, their expectations are completely different. And that's North Carolina basketball. It should be completely different. But I don't have any problem with North Carolina fans that would say, what the hell are we doing here? What are you laughing at?
He became head coach in 2021. That's the year they went to the Final Four.
This must have been when this would have been because Roy took over in 2003.
Yep. Well, let's see. This is what I believe so. This is Bill's. I'm trying to think what year this is for Bill Self at Kansas. Is this 25, I think? So, but Roy Williams took over in North Carolina, then Hubert Davis took over for Roy Williams in the 2021 season.
Who took over? Who did Roy Williams take over for?
Oh, Roy Williams. Did he take over for Brad Daugherty?
Oh, good question. I was asking. Anyway, I don't want to derail the show by going down a North Carolina coaching rabbit hole. There's 1,000 other funny things we could talk about today. North Carolina coaching coaching history is not one of them. My only point was that I remember this time early in the 2000s, maybe it was when Roy Williams first took over. They ended up as like an 8 seed, and it was Katie bar the door. How the hell is North Carolina an 8 seed? Fire everybody, change everything. They can't. This isn't supposed to be the way it is. So North Carolina should be angry about it. How wouldn't that be a fun place to be? Mad that you're out in the first round 2 years in a row?
Absolutely. And you have a 19-point lead in the game, and you cannot close the deal. And that's what madness is about, but you have a 19-point lead, and you let that slip away. You can't hit free throws. It goes to overtime. Some just really bad free throw misses. And when they're going to the line late in the game, Ross, and even in overtime, you looked at the season percentage for some of their players, and we're talking like one was like at 63%, another one was 64%. I'm like, how in today's day and age, and I've been talking about this for years, how are people bad free throw shooters? I mean, the most fundamental thing you do when you start playing basketball is line up and shoot free throws. You've probably taken more free throws in your life than any other shot.
Let me back you up. You're right about everything except for one thing that you said there that makes a really critical difference here, okay? You said it's the most fundamental thing that you do in basketball, and it actually isn't, all right? Rick Barry is my dude on this. And Rick Barry, underhand free throws, because he actually says it's nothing like any other part of the game. At no other time do you get to stand still, set your feet, look at the basket, take your time, and flat-footed shoot the ball. It's the only time you do that. So why do we do it that way? Because it's actually really difficult to do all of this the same exact way every time. It's real easy to let your arms hang loosey-goosey. Swing the ball.
And I believe the night that Wilt scored 100, he actually shot underhand.
And remember
he was a horrible free throw shooter.
Remember his line from that night? He was like 23 of 28 from the line or something that night. Crazy. And that's how I know all about Rick Barry, is because of Wilt Chamberlain through Malcolm Gladwell's storytelling. And Rick Barry used to fight his teammates when they missed free throws. And he'd yell at guys, there's an easier, better way to do this. We should not be doing this thing. But like, I'm with you, Trav. How is a team a 67% free throw shooting team? Because remember, even when we were kids, like, let's go back to those old days, the 80s. I mean, every basketball team that I was ever on at Salvation Army, you ended practice with some sort of free throw drill, or you always worked on free throws because they were that important.
I don't know
I thought I lost you.
I don't know who a player who growing up, didn't do the Elks Club, Kiwanis Club, all these weekend free throw shooting contests, and has like 8 million free throw trophies on their docket because that's what you do.
You and I never go out and play pig or horse in the driveway or at a park or something. Yeah, dude, the granny shot. That go out and you do the granny shot and you make it and you're like, yeah, and then the kid makes it and you realize, oh, it's a really easy shot. The free throws are a shocking thing to me, Trav. Amen.
And there were a lot of things that cost North Carolina. That's just because that was one of those later games. We started with North Carolina. I'm gonna pat myself on the back. Yesterday, I told everybody I didn't predict the win, but I said, hey, watch that High Point Wisconsin game. I got a weird feeling about this, and that was one of the better games of the day. It was one of the first games of the day. Wisconsin led a good part of it, but High Point just would not go away and just hit bucket after bucket, stayed in it, and pulled off the upset. You had the 12-5, Ross, an 83-82 win, and I believe that was High Point's first NCAA tournament win. That was a hell of a game, and after the game is the big thing, right? Because you had the interview, and then you had the post-game news conference where the coach just went off on scheduling. Just actually, these high majors have got to schedule mid to low majors. Nobody will play us. Nobody will play us. And you can get on your soapbox. You can do all that you want. You may be hurting yourself by getting up on the soapbox yelling at the big boys because they don't want to play you. They don't have to play you.
Trav, this is the conversation I've been having with you about the strength of schedule. It's getting louder. It's getting louder. It's getting louder. What are they supposed to do? So what you basically just said is, hey, we had a boss that used to do this to me. I'd go in and I'd say, hey, I noticed some things, A, B, C, and D. And he'd go, hey, Ross, that's really smart of you to notice those things and really dumb for you to tell me. What? What do you mean? You don't want to know the truth? Well, I know the truth. I don't want you to tell me the truth. The fuck? And that's what's happening here. Hey, the guys are going, hey, you guys won't play us, and then you punish us for not playing you, and then we recruit guys that you want, we beat you, and then you tell us that we aren't supposed to say anything about it?
And then you take our guys.
And then you tell us, hey, by the way, if you mention it, we're only going to punish you more. Well, what if we don't mention it? We're just going to punish you more. This is why the strength, the all of these models, the stuff I've started screaming about here, and this is going to be my basketball rant for a while. These models are wrong. The data going in, it's just data in, data out. The data going in is wrong. It's faulty. The data going in is recognizing the brands more than we are as human beings. It doesn't care who the players are. It cares what the front of the jersey says. We do that for a little bit when you look at the strength of, when you look at the schedule. Like we do, you go, who'd Miami of Ohio play? Oh, they played Duquesne? Oh, okay. Well, 3 of those dudes are going to play for Arizona next year or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, who knows? We don't know until they get on the court and they play each other and you realize, oh, shit, High Point can not only play with Wisconsin, but beat them. You can have, what Siena gave Duke a game, right?
Okay, did you look at the Siena? Siena was leading most of the game, right? I mean, Duke had to come back. You almost had that 116 upset. Ross, I don't know if it's by your computer or not. If you can pull up the Siena box score, I want you to see if you notice anything about Siena. It's an interesting fact. I don't think I've ever seen it in a college basketball game ever.
I know where you're going to go with this because I heard them say with about 2 minutes left, this could be the first time that the starting 5 plays the entire game. Now they do the bench. They do have a kid by the name of Christian Jones that did check in for 0 minutes.
0 minutes.
At the end of the game, they checked him in the final minute
with less than a minute to go. But
wow.
All 5 starters played 40 minutes of that game. you can't win a game like you can't win a game against Duke if all 5 of your players are playing 40 minutes. You can come close, but you're going to run out of gas, man. I mean, not to get a breather over 40 minutes against Duke.
Right? Against Duke.
Against Duke, man.
I'm not sure you could do that against Duquesne, and you did it against Duke. That's 2 Duquesne references, one bang, bang.
I mean, think about it. We sit there and talk about Bennett Sturts when he plays 40 minutes. Like, is this guy going to get a breather? We're talking 5 guys at 40 minutes.
Yeah. And Bennett plays at a different pace.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you're right. The data is somewhat correct. And just hear me out.
Yeah.
When it comes to strength of schedule, the data is somewhat correct because when you play in the Big 12, that is a stronger strength of schedule than the Missouri Valley Conference. What it's inaccurate is you're unable to accurately see how good a High Point is because you're not giving them the chance to play. They're stuck playing in their league, and you can't build a strength of schedule because you could be the best team in that league, but let's be honest, there's going to be teams that aren't very good, and you're graded against that. So strength of schedule is probably accurate, but I don't know how you could, besides getting these teams to play each other, and no team's going to do a home and home. So if High Point wants to play Iowa, they're going to have to go to Iowa City, or you're going to have to. Or how did Gonzaga build up the way it did? Remember, Gonzaga wasn't always Gonzaga. Gonzaga was kind of where some of these mid-majors were.
They did it the same way Wichita State did it. By year after year after year after year, showing up and doing exactly this. Playing with those big boys and beating those big boys and recruiting the best players. It's really hard.
And Gonzaga was the king of, okay, you don't want to do a home and home. Let's do a neutral court game. We'll go play neutral site.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's go to do neutral site games. But I think we're getting to the point where people won't even do neutral site games. Iowa State won't do a neutral site game with Drake or you and I in Des Moines anymore. Why would we do that?
And think of how, the brainwashing that happens because most fans would go, why would Iowa play Drake or you and I? What if we lose to them? Then you're not as good as them. No. I mean, big picture. What if we lose to them? Yeah, the computer models hurt you more than if you lose to a Rutgers or a Maryland or some other. Who was the worst team in the Big 12 this year?
Colorado.
Arizona was bad.
Arizona State.
Whoever it is.
Utah was the worst.
Utah was who I was in my head. They had 2 or 3 wins, something like that. Going back to North Carolina real quick, because TJ is my buddy that's a big Tar Heels fan. And he wrote into me and he goes, Tar Heel fans want blood, ? Davis's seat isn't hot. It's on fucking fire.
Somebody was calling in, but they keep hanging up. I don't know.
Hope we're not having phone issues.
It works because remember Jan Jensen called in yesterday. We used the phone.
That's right.
Yeah. So, by all accounts, if you go by upsets, there were technically, I believe, 6 upsets yesterday, Ross. Which I don't know how today. I was looking at today's games. I don't know how today can beat yesterday. Yesterday, just now that I look at them, I go, the games just yesterday were more interesting to me besides the Iowa teams that are playing today. But here are your upsets yesterday. 12 seed High Point over Wisconsin, 83-82. 11 seed VCU over North Carolina, 82-78 in overtime. Look at Texas coming out of the first 4, beating BYU. You had an 11 seed, 79-71. Texas A&M, a 10 seed, beat St. Mary's 63-50. St. Louis, that's a 9 seed, beats Georgia 102-77, and TCU over Ohio State 66-44. Those are your upsets yesterday. The 9-8 games, I don't know if I look at those as upsets or not, but once you get to that 10, 11, 12 seed, those are upsets.
I wondered if you were going to say St. Louis beat Georgia.
What did I say?
9/8. I wondered if you would add that in the I thought my Louisville pick was in jeopardy there for a while with South Florida.
Oh, I know.
I thought Louisville. I mean, and a lot of times this happens. A lot of times a team in the first round that they get a scare or a shock early in those first or second round, and then they end up making a run. I don't think Louisville's a national champion team. I think they're a good team that could make a run.
And by the way, Fran McCaffrey, not
one I
good
didn't
yesterday.
I didn't watch that. I just saw the final, but I did not watch a single minute of Illinois.
Got beat by 35.
Yeah.
105 to 70. So the other big story yesterday was Nebraska getting its first ever NCAA tournament win, beating Troy 76 to 47. Price Sanford had 23 points. He came out on fire in the first half, hitting some long threes. And here's the stat that cracked me up. Do you know who led Nebraska in rebounding?
No.
Sam Hoiberg had 9.
Did he really?
Your point guard that's how scrappy he is, man. That's the type of player he is. I thought it was funny right afterwards, and I know people are probably having fun, but I think there was some seriousness to it. Takes a Cyclone to make it happen. Oh, and a Hawkeye to make it happen. Kind of taking credit for the Nebraska win. Nothing to do with it. But good win for Fred Hoiberg. That's a huge monkey off their back. And they get to play Vanderbilt now in the second round. So
I didn't know that until it was, I don't know, 2/3 of the way through that game. Right? Maybe they showed it earlier. I didn't see it. Troy had never won an NCAA basketball game either.
That doesn't surprise me as much as a Nebraska,
True.
just because you're at a major conference, right?
True. Not nearly as shocking as the Nebraska stat, but I did think that was interesting that you go into that game and one of those universities is going to walk out with their first ever. Yeah, Nebraska looked good. I thought I would be a lot more glued to that game than the Ohio State TCU game, and it was the exact opposite, obviously. I watched almost that entire game.
Because TCU Ohio State was a better game.
It was a 4-point game the whole time, it felt like.
Yeah, and that's kind of what happens. You lose it. If it becomes a blowout, and I think that goes for any game. You could be going, hey, these are high-profile teams, but look at that game. That's a much closer game. I'm going to watch that.
Unless it's your team. When your team is dominating somebody, that's fun. When your dudes are just... That's fun. Wisconsin, Kelly writes, Wisconsin lost, my life is complete. Damn, Kelly. That's some strong hate. Did you hear, Trav, the High Point student radio call? Have you heard that yet or seen it? It's been floating around. It's been going kind of viral.
No.
It's pretty. It's you can imagine. I mean, it's two college kids losing their damn mind. And did you know that the kid that scored for High Point at the end of the game, towards the end of the game, final 10 seconds, they throw the baseball pass, the long pass. The High Point kid catches, scores at the basket, and then they get the defensive stop to win. That 2-point basket that kid scored was his first 2-point basket of the season.
He'd been hitting threes.
He was 0 for 4 from inside the 3-point line for the entire season. And he was like, I had like 120 some 3-pointers throughout the year. That was his first 2-point basket of the year. And it's the basket that beats Wisconsin.
Damn.
Isn't that cool?
That is very, very cool. So the madness has started. This tournament never seems to disappoint, does it? I mean, it's just, we wonder why it's the spectacle that it is. It just does not disappoint.
That's why when you say today, you're like, I don't know if today can live up tomorrow. Buckle up, because it can. I'm not saying it will, because sometimes we do. Sometimes we get to 7, 8 o'clock at night and you're like, what was the buzzer beater today? What was the good game? What was the upset? Every now and again. But occasionally, everything's crazy. Not the one I wanted to share. I think Tyler makes a good point here. You know, we look at the 8-9 games and we go, oh, those aren't really upsets. 10-7. I'm with Tyler. 11-6 are barely upsets, and we have so many 12-5 upsets that barely feels like it's an upset to me. To me, I really do think that it's more of those top 4 top 4 seeds.
Of course,
I love the fact that so many of the mid-majors gave games, showed up. I love it. And I hope that it starts to change some minds, Trav, about I don't think it does at all. No. I don't know what
because
the mid-majors
we
can
have this
possibly
conversation
do.
every year. There's always a 12-5 upset. There's always a
there's a VCU, there's a Wichita State, there's a Loyola Chicago, there's a name it. There's a Creighton. Oh, we'll just pluck those bad boys out of there.
And you're referring to Creighton when it was in the Missouri Valley Conference.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Those Loyola Chicago, Wichita State.
Yep, 100%. Hey, folks, now's a good time to refresh your home. And the best way to refresh your home, and Ross knows this because he goes into a lot of homes with Agency Iowa and his realty business. Refresh your home with floors you'll love. Iowa Floor Covering offers beautiful hardwood, waterproof luxury vinyl, carpet, and tile for every single room. Stop by their Bondurant showroom or go to iowafloorcovering.com for a free quote.
Affordable, locally owned and operated, great guys to work with. The products, that's one of those things where technology has made a huge leap in the last couple of years. Flooring is you're right, huge part of selling your home.
Part of day 2 of the NCAA Tournament. Iowa State, Iowa, Northern Iowa, all in action today. We'll be talking about those games when we come back on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search the Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job millionaire, a front row tickets to every show millionaire, a hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie millionaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles millionaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
When you work with a company like Mr. Electric that goes above and beyond and makes the customer their priority, that is just a real joy to encounter these days. It was a fairly complicated project and it was intimidating. They made it look so easy and they were very professional, very clean folks. They thoroughly explain what they're going to do. It's clear that they're experienced and that they know what they're doing. Having professionals out there that can do that for me, that gives me a lot of peace of mind.
Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
My name's Gary Prosnell, and I'm a residential home mortgage banker for Northwest Bank and Des Moines Metro Market. I've been financing people's homes for over 25 years, and I'm an expert in financing VA loans, FHA loans, IFA loans, and new construction homes. This is my cat, Norm. Norm knows basketball, but he doesn't know mortgage. And that's where I come in. There are a lot of Tom, Dick, and Norms out there doing loans. So don't just trust anyone with your home loan. I'm your local, trusted, experienced expert. Please call me. I would love to help you.
Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
What's wrong? I hit a gnarly pothole on the way in. My steering feels off, harsh ride, nasty business.
Hitting a pothole can wreak havoc on your suspension.
Did you know for the month of March, if you bring your vehicle to Willis Cadillac, we'll give you 20% off a tire rotation, balance, and alignment.
What? Yeah, I know, James. We both work here.
We sure do, buddy.
And you can schedule online at williscadillac.com.
I know. What's going on?
Great savings. That's what's going on for me and you.
Hi, it's Noel. If you're thinking about popping the question, start with a jeweler you can trust. At Fiscus Jewelers, we offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, featuring stunning engagement rings and rare and forever natural diamonds, pre-screened with advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together, and our CAD drawings are always free. And when it's time to say I do, don't forget the guys. We offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Back to the Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
It's Friday. What does that mean? It's time for the weekly woohoo from the Iowa Lottery. We're going to make millionaires each and every week. So here's the deal. For the next hour and a half, you can call the show at 515-517-2303. Just to let you know, because we had somebody trying to call earlier, you have to go through the auto screening process. If you decline that, it's going to hang up on you because we want to know your name, need to know that information. Just go through the auto screening process. It takes about 10 seconds. It's not that hard. But when you participate in the weekly woohoo, you could win an Iowa Lottery prize pack worth $90. And this week's prize pack includes some new tickets, Diamond Dollars, Lucky Clover crossword, and free play coupons with the new national draw game, Millionaire for Life. Both of the scratch tickets are part of some awesome new second chance promotions. You must be a VIP club member to enter those in your non-winning ticket account. And if you're not a VIP, sign up for free today at iowalottery.com/VIP. So if anything made you go woohoo, you can call it 515-517-2303 or go online to therushradio.com, click the promo tab, enter your woohoo, and we'll get it out there all day today. Where do you want to start, Ross? Iowa State, UNI, Iowa? We've got plenty to pick from.
Can we talk NCAA wrestling championships? How about that? My buddy Tim Lebo just wrote that in our Facebook page. It says, hey, if you're going to talk stuff, don't forget NCAA wrestling championships. Should we just talk about how Penn State's going to kick everyone's ass?
You know,
we should at some point.
Is this bad that I totally forgot about the NCAA wrestling championships? Totally forgot.
It's. I don't blame you for it. No, I won't beat you up for it by any stretch. Tim, thanks for listening. First of all, and thanks for mentioning that. Johnny wrote no.
I think the reason I forgot about it is that I'm not giving Iowa a chance, and I know there's individual guys who may have a chance, but I'm about a team title, and when you know you're not going to win the team title, when you know that Penn State's going to run away with it, you're just like, the tournament's taking place, and like you said, Penn State's just going to run away with it. Sure.
Travis is about championships.
I'm about team, Ross. I'm about team. That's what I'm about. Let's start with you and I because Tyler's on the chat today, and Tyler got a ticket to the game today.
Yeah, he's headed to San Diego.
He's in the UNI section. He's all pumped up. He's going to go out and watch a 5-12 matchup. A lot of people aren't giving Northern Iowa a chance. In fact, if you watch the coverage, either it was Charles or somebody at St. John's winning the national title. Don't look past the Panthers. We saw it yesterday with High Point. I'll believe anything.
Yeah, listen, they're going to go play the games, and I do believe UNI is better than their season record indicates. I'm not saying that they, deserve to be much above a 12, but as the conversation we were just having, there's not a huge talent gap difference between 12 and 5 anymore. And if UNI is better than that perceived 12, and I do believe that, they're a good team. They're really good defensively.
Yes.
Problem is St. John's is too. It's going to be a tough game. They're going to have to really rock fight this thing and dirty it up, and they can do that. So,
and when you talk about gaps, I'll agree. Let me know if you agree with my assessment here, because I think they're two different things. You're right. I don't think there's a huge talent gap, basketball talent gap. I think there's a bigger athletic gap.
No doubt about it. Yeah, but Trav, this again, it's St. John's. If it were, there are a handful of teams that you and I could play that we wouldn't have to say that about. You could say, no, there's not a huge talent gap. St. John's they're all the things. They're long, they're athletic, they're fast, they're really good defensively. Vegas has them as almost a 10-point favorite, 9.5-point favorite tonight.
St. John's averages 81 points per game. Something's got to give here because Northern Iowa gives up 61.5 points per game. If Northern Iowa wants to be in this game at the end, win this game, they're going to have to hold St. John's to what? 68? 70?
Which, I mean, yeah, in that range. And Tyler says the offense has to show up tonight too, both sides of the ball. And St. John's is I just pulled it up to make sure, they are a top 15 team in the nation adjusted defense. So you have to hold a team that averages 80, closer to 70, maybe in the 60s. And you have to get into the 70s against a team that when you're a 60-point team, you got to score at 70s against a top 15 defensive team. It's a tough matchup. A really tough game for you and I.
You know, we talked about High Point in the first segment. Northern Iowa doesn't have to win for justification. Now, if it covers the spread, or if it's a 5-point game, 6-point game, I think that says all it needs to say is, hey, these guys belonged, right? If they lose by 30, and they still belong because they won the MVC tournament. I'm just saying, if St. John's wins by 20 or 30, that doesn't do the mid-majors any favors.
I'm just thinking of Tyler. That Rose Bowl trip, man. Christian McCaffrey ruined. That would ruin it for Tyler. It'd ruin it. Like, I went out to beautiful, sunny San Diego, and I watched my team get their ass kicked while it was 80 degrees at home.
And 80 degrees in San Diego.
Well, yeah, it's got to be 85 and beautiful in San Diego. He says no expectations, and that's the right way to go into it. Travis, you're right. If you lose by 5 and you go, man, that was a fun game. That was good. Moral victory. I really think they've got a shot here. They've got a shot. They're better than that 12 seed.
Tyler brings up a good point. He goes, guys, you and I blew a 10-point lead in 30 seconds against Texas A&M. He goes, I've seen the worst of the worst. I still remember that game.
Okay, but to that point, Jake is going to probably have these guys in a position to compete towards the end of this game. Wonder how that plays in his head.
I bet it's one of those games that you don't bring up with your team, but as a coach, you probably relive that every single day, right?
Do you have those 2:30 a.m., wake up 2:30 in the morning, go to the bathroom, whatever it is, wake up because you roll over and your brain all of a sudden is remembering stuff from 1984?
Obscure stuff like, oh, I wish I could do-over. Can I have a do-over?
Yes, please. Can I just have that moment back and not let the people down or not screw up this thing? That's what, when I watched that girls' high school basketball, the semifinal game where the girl, they're having a tough time inbounding the ball and she has 3 turnovers. I watched that and everybody's like, oh, look at the fantastic play by the girl. I go, yeah, think about the poor girl inbounding the ball. She can be 35 years old, wake up in the middle of the night, go, inbound the damn ball. And I imagine that's Jake. He seems like, man, coaches are built different. I don't know. We project our whole thing onto them. I guarantee you Jake isn't going to walk away with a moral victory today. 5-point victory or 5-point loss, 30-point loss. Ben Jacobson wants to win this basketball game. And again, we're not talking about a 16-1. Oh, please pray. They can win this.
They can win this. And you're right, no moral victories. But I tell you what, losing by 4 is a lot better than losing by 30. And what I like about this game for Northern Iowa is nobody's giving Northern Iowa a shot. Nobody. Absolutely nobody. when you've got the CBS team going on, that St. John's are going to win the national title, they're looking past. Yeah, a couple of I think Charles. I think Charles had Arizona, but he had them playing St. John's in the final. Kenny Davis, I believe, had St. John's winning it all. I think Clark Kellogg actually may have had St. John's winning it all too. So that it's like
I like
we're
that.
We're not even worried about this game. Oh, how soon you forget? I know they haven't been there for 10 years, but don't look past the Panthers.
I like that that's a good omen for you and I. Don't you think? I think when all those guys are picking him, I think my brother told me he had last night. He's like, yeah, I have Arizona and St. John's in the final. I think that's who he told me he has. That's a good omen. My brother has a YouTube channel called Brad's Bad Bets, and the entire premise is fade my brother. He's such a bad gambler. He tells you his bets, and then you bet the opposite way, and you win money. It's brilliant.
I'm here to help you. I'm not a sharp. I'm telling you, I'm the worst bettor there is.
I'm the worst bettor on the planet, and I'm just going to tell you what I'm about to bet, and then you can bet against me, and then you win, and I lose, and you get to enjoy my misery.
Johnny says, talking heads don't know squat. Well, we're talking heads.
Here's the funny thing about good point. Well, but we admit we don't know. So that helps out a lot.
Opinions.
Helps when you start with the idea of, all right, I'm kind of making some of this up, okay? It's the Alex Jones line. Listen, I'm kind of retarded.
Just because you make a wrong pick doesn't mean you don't. I mean, Charles Barkley knows basketball. Kenny Davis knows.
Charles Barkley does not know college basketball,
but he knows the game. You're right.
Yeah, but what
he knows
happens
the NBA
then,
game a lot better than the college game.
What
I'll
happens
agree with you on that.
when you get Bruce Pearl and Charles Barkley? It is like having those computer metrics with voices. They don't know what they're talking about. They just know the brands. They just know the brand. Rick Pitino? They're going to win. That's what that and Barkley especially. Does he know ball? Like, can he break down what's happening on an offensive and defensive set way better than I can? Absolutely. The guy knowingly, like, admittingly knows nothing about college basketball. I ain't watched a game all year. But yeah, let's talk hoops because he's entertaining, and that's what it's about.
Bingo. Entertaining is what it's about. And when you get down to it, does anybody know squat when it comes to these games? Because, I mean, upsets happen.
I thought it was an interesting fact when we were talking about that Miami of Ohio first four game, that all of the money, the sharps and the doles, the sharp money and the public money were both going towards Miami of Ohio. That was because that usually doesn't happen. Almost always it's opposite. The trains go in two different directions. And that's why I thought that was really interesting. That sometimes the two things converge and go, yeah, they got this one wrong. And I liked that everybody was doing that with Miami of Ohio. So sometimes the talking heads, I don't know, that's not necessarily the talking heads doing that.
Well, who would you trust more when it comes, if you had to go seek advice, just real advice, hey, tell me your thought. Would you trust somebody on TV who played the game, or would you trust somebody like Scott Spreitzer who studies the analytics on a daily basis and is not 100% right all the time? I mean, they'll tell you to win at gambling, you got to win like 55% of the time. But I think I would trust a handicapper, a professional handicapper, more than I would trust a Seth Davis.
Absolutely. You're talking about like if you want to know who's going to win a game.
Yes.
It's basketball, I'm calling Scott Spreitzer. Football, I'm calling a guy that doesn't even watch football. Dave Bartu. We used to have him on our show on KXNO all the time. Owns a weed farm up in Oregon.
But it's all analytics based, right?
It's all analytics. It's just those numbers, but it has nothing to do with the name on the front. It is all he's got a really good system. He doesn't even watch football games, and for the most part, the guy's really good at predicting season outcomes, at predicting game outcomes. So good that Division I programs pay him for his information. So I'd much rather go to those to guys like that. But again, talking heads. I think we fit into that, unfortunately.
Well, I mean, I've said this all along, is that whether it's television or whether it's radio, it's 90% entertainment, maybe 10% the content you put out there, right? I'm going to be wrong in my opinion quite a bit. I'm going to be right. I called the High Point game yesterday. I got lucky. I just knew it was going to be a better game than most people thought. Because I'm
calling the UNI game. I'm calling it.
There it is.
And if
right
I'm wrong,
there, Ross Peterson is telling you right now that Northern Iowa is beating St. John's. And we're going to go back. Give me a score.
77-73.
Boom. Right there. That would be great if it happened.
Oh, I can raise one eyebrow. I just have to torque my face like I've had a stroke. Looks like I've had Bell's palsy. Can you raise an eyebrow?
I can raise.
You can raise both of them. Oh, yeah, we can both do that. Everybody can act surprised. Can you do the rock thing? Can you do the rock thing?
No, not as well as you can.
I didn't know I could do it this well. It hurts. I'm straining my face to make it do that.
Like I can't do the Spock thing. I mean, that hurts me to actually see. You make that. Oh, I can't do that.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah. I'm ambidextrous. Yeah.
I mean, it hurts me to do. I mean, it's like.
How are you an athlete? How are you an athlete?
I don't know. And by the way, thank you for calling me an athlete.
Oh, you were an athlete. You were the starting quarterback of your high school football team. All of us know what that means. You were an athlete.
I thought you would have said, even today at age 55, when you play wheelchair basketball, you show athleticism and competitiveness.
The competitiveness, athleticism, debatable.
Come on, for the first time in a chair, I did pretty good. I adapted quickly. I didn't cherry pick.
No, you didn't. That's what I'm saying. The competitiveness was off the charts.
Heart, mind, and soul, buddy. Heart, mind, and soul. That's what it's all about.
Burger says wheelchair All-American.
That's right.
Look, right there. Look at that. A thing of beauty. It's a thing of beauty. It should probably be on display.
I'm kind of with you. The fact that it's not on the shelf disappoints me.
All right. During the break, it goes on the shelf. Okay, I promise. I mean, we'll put it, to make you feel better, we'll put it right there for right now, okay?
That's the...
I just think that trophy's amazing, too. It's so good. It says right there, champion.
Do you think if you and I won tonight, that Ben Jacobson would get up on the podium and make an impassioned speech about scheduling like the High Point coach did? I don't think he would.
No, because that's not Ben Jacobson. But if he's asked the question, if the reporter on the court like happened last night, I don't think you'd even get, if they said, Coach, let's talk about scheduling. I think he'd say, hey, let me celebrate this with my team. That just my take, and I love Ben, so maybe I'm Pollyannish on this. But I do think press conference, 10 minutes after the game, 15 minutes after the game, you're sitting there. Hey, Coach, yesterday when High Point beat Wisconsin, their coach gave an impassioned speech about scheduling. Your strength of schedule puts your Ken Palm rating as one of the worst teams in the tournament, 74th. How do you feel about it? Do you agree with that? Now Jake gets a chance to go, absolutely. We used to play this thing called the first, or what do we call that deal down here in Des Moines?
I forget what the Big Four.
Big Four. Yeah.
Big Four Classic.
Big Four Classic. We used to play Iowa and Iowa State. And we'd get a chance to do that. We'd get Drake twice a year, but we'd get a chance to play Iowa and Iowa State. It was really cool. It was great for the people of Iowa and the basketball fans. And got to grow our brands and help us out, and really didn't hurt Iowa and Iowa State because Drake and you and I don't suck. And instead of doing that now, instead of having the Big Four, Iowa now goes and plays in Cedar Fall or in Sioux City against some other team that nobody
Arizona.
remembers. Nobody can remember. Northern Arizona was who they played?
I don't know if that's no. Who played Northern Arizona?
Feels right that it was
Northern
Northern
Arizona.
Whatever it was,
yeah.
It doesn't matter because they still play these shitball teams. They just do it against other people that aren't us. And I don't think Jake would use the word shitball.
I mean, if Drake and Northern Iowa didn't play any other Power 4 schools but just had Iowa and Iowa State on their schedule, that would suffice, I think, a lot of people.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, all you're asking for is a shot. So you either do...
I hope Jake gets a chance to do this. I hope Jake gets a chance to stand up and go, look, we're a good basketball team. Damn good. And we finished in the middle of our conference. You guys imagine how good these other teams are that we play all the time? That you overlook, and here's the thing. It will matter for naught. Winning by 30, losing by 30, winning by 5, losing by 5, making a run to the Final Four.
Chris Connolly corrects us. It was the Hy-Vee Classic.
The Hy-Vee Classic. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
I was thinking
thanks
Big
for
Four
listening this
too.
morning, Chris.
Yeah. And it was and Bucknell was in Des Moines at the Casey Center against, but man.
And you'll have Jamie Pollard say, "We'll play Northern Iowa. They just have to go to Ames and play." You'll have Beth Getz say, "We'll play Drake. You just got to go to Iowa City and play." You're stacking the deck because they want the home. And I get the money thing. I do. I understand that you want money. It was better when it was home and home every year. I loved that. It was great for the McLeod Center. It was great for the Knapp Center. But the Hy-Vee Classic was a great compromise. And that's what it was. It was a compromise. But once that went away, it was like, let's play Campbell. Let's play the Camels.
Campbell's. The Campbell Soups.
And the reason Northern Iowa is a better team than maybe what they show on paper, and Jake brought it up last week when he was on with us, and that is, remember, they had to deal with injuries in the middle of the season. I mean, they wouldn't, I want to believe this, that if they didn't have to deal with those injuries, they would not have finished in the middle of the pack of the Missouri Valley Conference. They wouldn't have been the 6th seed in the Missouri Valley Conference tournament. Now, it worked out for them, but that team is better than most people think. So that's going to be in San Diego. Again, Ben Jacobson against Rick Pitino. Could you talk about two different personalities, completely different personalities?
Yeah, right.
Ben's going to be, I like Ben now that he doesn't wear the suit. Ben always looked good in a suit, but now that he's in the quarter zip, he looks relaxed. Patino's probably going to be in a white suit. He's going to look all Godfatherish tonight.
Trav, did we have this conversation off the air or on the air just the other day about how Jake is just kind of different? Most of these coaches that we talked to and that we've had a chance to meet, man, the charisma is like pouring out of them. There's a moment where we're even like, we got a lovely text message from Jan Jensen yesterday, right? Yeah. Coach Fenley, when we have Coach Fenley, you get these, and there's a moment, you do have this moment, you're like, are they just fluffing my pillow?
Or do they really mean what they say?
They're really good at kind of at the charisma thing. With Jake, it's so different. He's got it. It's just different. He doesn't pour it onto you. He doesn't force it out. Rick Pitino, to me, is that way. It's that greasy, slimy. I'm not saying he's not a great coach, and he had a wonderful career and a really good career. It's just very different. What stark contrast in personality. I hope Jake gets the chance to do that.
I'm hoping for a good game. And just one that we can sit back on a Friday night and be glued to our television sets and scream, "Go Panthers."
Tyler, if they win, you're sticking around for Sunday, right?
Oh, you have to. This is a commitment.
But think about the financial commitment of that.
You're invested now. You're invested.
Trav, that might be another $1,200.
Credit card. Just run it up.
You're insane.
Just run it up. It might be 19% interest. Run it up, Tyler. If you're out there, you're committed. There's no way he's going to one and done. No way.
He said just focused on today.
We'll figure out Sunday if it happens. I promise you, if Northern Iowa wins today, Tyler would be like, I'm at the San Diego airport on Monday morning flying back, boys. I'm $5,000 further in debt, but it was worth it. Because think about it. They play Kansas probably if they win, right?
Is it?
I thought it was a Kansas matchup.
Why am I blanking on that? Yeah, Kansas or California Baptist. We have to wait and see.
But you see what we did there? We're giving Northern Iowa a shot, but there's no way in hell that Cal Baptist is going to beat Kansas.
I just said California Baptist. Watch out.
You had that. You had that
watch
tone
out,
in your voice.
Watch out for the Lancers. Only 14.5-point dogs tonight. They got a kid on their team named Thomas Dong. I'm going CBU. Watch out.
Hey,
watch
here's
out
an
for the
idea.
Donger.
Here's an idea. Scott writes this in. Panthers win. Let's set up a GoFundMe for Tyler.
I actually don't hate that idea. Or something. Or Tyler, send us your Venmo or something. I'll try to chip in a few bucks to.
We're here for you, Tyler. We're living vicariously through you.
Good on you, buddy. Good on you.
Take some photos in the arena tonight. Tag the Rush Radio Show.
And by the way, this does bring up a fun point though about Tyler's trip out there, because he's got your ticket is to watch Kansas as well.
Yeah,
his ticket to watch you and I gets him a chance to watch Kansas and the Donger leading Cal Baptist. Dominique Daniels Jr. leads the way with 23.2 points per game for the Lancers. They're 25-8 on the season. Listen, Cal Baptist, you know what? Brace yourself for a shock tonight. Ooh, never mind. They lost by 31 to BYU earlier in the season. That's all right. Lancers.
Take a step back in time with High Life Lounge, a retro corner tavern packed with vintage vibes and that old school energy that feels like hanging out with good friends. We're talking Miller High Life, Hams, Pabst Blue Ribbon. Whether you're on a laid-back lunch break or grabbing dinner with friends, High Life Lounge delivers nostalgia you can taste and a vibe that never goes out of style. Check it out. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job-ionaire, a front row tickets to every show-yonaire, a hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie-yonaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles-yonaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
At Iowa Floor Covering, we believe great floors start with great service. Whether you're looking for a plush carpet, durable LVP, timeless hardwood, stylish laminate, or beautiful tile, including custom tile showers, we'll help you find the perfect fit. No pressure, no pushy sales tactics, just honest guidance from a team that listens. DIY Weekend Warrior, we've got the products and advice to set you up for success. Iowa Floor Covering, floors you'll love from people you can trust.
More Iowa in the Iowa Tap Room than you may realize. Housed in a building nearly as old as Iowa itself. The Iowa Tap Room greets you with a harvest of 120 Iowa craft beers on tap from all corners of the state. And the food doesn't get much more Iowa than this. The Iowa Tap Room, all Iowa beer, one amazing place.
There's always something new at Fong's Pizza and an ever-changing menu of tiki drinks. Or try our new noodle dishes alongside your favorite slice. It's all happening at the new Fong's in the East Village.
Thinking about buying a home? Get pre-approved in 30 minutes with Gary Presnell at Northwest Bank in Des Moines. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA, FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Start spreading the news, 'cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Hi, I'm Steve Olinger, Service Director here at Willis Nissan. We are offering 2 end-of-winter specials. Coming out of winter, you know it's pothole season. We can help your vehicle stay aligned. We have a special with 20% off alignment and rotate in balance. If you need tires, we are offering buy 3, get the 4th tire for $1. Go online to willisnissan.com to make your service appointment today.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Hour number 2 of the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive and Mini of Des Moines. A strong selection to kick off the year, including 4 John Cooper Works Countryman models, the most powerful all-wheel drive Mini ever. Start your buying journey at willisauto.com. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushladio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube this morning, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and, of course, leave your comments in the comments section. You can always call the show at 515-517-2303. And follow us on our social media channels. And don't forget the Iowa Lottery Weekly Woohoo going on, 515-517-2303. Tell us what makes you go woohoo. Or you can submit your woohoo at therushladio.com. Go to the promo section and click on the Weekly Woohoo. Oh, we talked about the first round games yesterday. We talked a lot about Northern Iowa. There's 2 other local games that we're going to be paying attention to today, Ross, and Iowa State is going to be the first team up today. Got to wait till 1:50 today as they take on Tennessee State. I wish this game fired me up. I'm excited to watch the Cyclones play, but it's just like it's Tennessee State and it's a 2:15 matchup. Just doesn't do anything for me. There's going to be a huge crowd in St. Louis. I got to believe that it's going to be like a Hilton South.
By the way, there's the trophy. Sorry, it's hidden in the. It's back. I apologize, but
that's big. That it looks bigger back there.
I'm going to flip things around because I want to. Anyway, we'll try it. We'll work on it. Burger, Travis, I'm surprised to hear you say this. I honestly that this. I will probably go into this with the same, I guess, maybe avenue of emotion, but much further down the road that I did with Nebraska yesterday, meaning I think that they're going to handle business, but man, I'm intrigued. And like I've seen teams stumble. I've seen teams get into one of these gyms at 150. And again, a lot of Iowa State fans are going to be down there. That should help a lot. I think Iowa State wins this game by 30. They're that good of a team. They're 30 points better than this team. It's going to be kind of like I'll feel a lot better once I see it. I'll feel a lot better about it once they get out there and they're up 15-2, and I'll be like, oh, okay, whew, that's what I was hoping would happen here. Now you get to halftime and it's 33-34. That's you go, okay, all right, let's go. Let's hit the gas here. But I'm surprised to hear you say like it doesn't get primed the pump.
I mean, of the 3 games, that's probably the one I'm least interested in. I mean, because I'm making the assumption, which is totally against what we just said in the last segment, right? But I'm making the assumption you're a 24.5-point favorite. You're playing some really good basketball. You're coming off the best college basketball game of the year when you lost Arizona in the Big 12 tournament. And it's just like, there's no way Iowa State's going to lose this.
Trav, I think it's different than the conversation we were having with the last in the last conversation, because Iowa State is one of those elite teams. This is more of an Arizona Duke. I mean, they are one of the elite teams, and so I think it's just different than you and I beating a St. John's or something like that. Tennessee State is, I think, outside of Prairie View A&M. Let me go check this real quick. I think Tennessee State is. I apologize. They're not. They're the third worst Ken Pom team
in the NCAA tournament.
Them in fourth worst. Furman, LIU, and Prairie View A&M behind them. They're bad. Iowa State wins this game by 30, but I'm going to feel a lot better when they're up by 25 at halftime.
Well, and I think that's the key, right? Because Tennessee State averages 80.5 points per game. They shoot 46% from the field for the game. That's on the season. It's a good field goal pursuit percentage. It's a high scoring mark. I'm going to have a hard time believing they have faced a defense like Iowa State's about ready to throw at them today. But I'm kind of with you, and that is deliver a knockout blow early. Come out, Mike Tyson first round type stuff, and just don't let them hang around. Now, we've seen Iowa State start second halves and do that in the second half. But I would rather this thing be over in the first 10 minutes of the game than the last 30 of the game.
I think TJ would. I think Iowa State fans would. But yeah, so I think today's schedule is a lot of fun. I had it up here. Let me get back to it. First game of the day is Kentucky-Santa Clara. That's a 7-10 matchup. That could be a good one. The second game that tips off is another 5-12. Texas Tech and Akron.
That actually could be a decent game.
And then you've got a group of games that should be dogs. Arizona and Long Island. That's a 16-1. Virginia and Wright State, a 3-14. The Iowa State-Tennessee State game. Alabama and Hofstra.
Remember, Alabama's without its second leading scorer now.
That's true. Yeah, the kid that got caught with a pound of weed.
Yeah.
Pound of weed?
A pound of weed, paraphernalia, and cash.
Yeah. Got dismissed from the campus, I saw, too. And then the big boys. 550. It does suck that we have 550 and 610 for our tip times for Iowa and UNI. That's crappy.
I've got the dual screen with the YouTube TV, so I'll be lucky that way. And I'm going to have to get back. I got to go to a visitation tonight. So one of Owen's classmates died.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I'm going to go to the visitation with him. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah. Actually went to elementary school with Owen. Went to high school with Owen.
Oh, that's tragic. I'm sorry to hear that. Here, let's bring some levity to this conversation, because Fake Bob Vanderplots has some clarification. He was their highest scorer. He was just their second leading scorer.
Oh, I see what he did there.
See?
Fake that Bob Vanderplatz has been on a roll this week.
Dude.
Just been on a roll.
And then I thought all of them were like, so for those who don't know, around 7:30, we get our body armor commercial or something. Or sometimes it's Gold Peak tea. And fake Bob Vanderplatz throws into the comment section prose like that would make Shakespeare weep.
Do you think he has ChatGPT do that for him?
I don't know, because I always thought he had them like on stock rotation type of thing, and he was like typing them beforehand and then copy and pasting. But yesterday's was like topical and timely to the Bruno conversation. It was like he typed it up as it was happening. So I don't know what it is, but it's Jack Handy. Is that the guy's name that did the Deep Thoughts?
Yes. Deep Thoughts with Jack Handy. He's getting some love here because Tyler says I don't think he does. They're unique to the show that day.
Yeah, oftentimes they are.
Yeah.
But I read them and I've thought, okay, well maybe he, he's got a notes tab up and he writes all these on the weekend. No, guy's on it, man.
I wonder if he's like that in real person. I have a friend that is excellent at writing stuff like that, right? And then we met and had coffee one time, and I'm like, oh, you're not as interesting in person as you are when you write. Maybe we just communicate by email from now on. Do you know people like that who can be extremely creative in the written word, and then you sit and have a conversation, you're like, you're as boring as hell.
You're such a... I love you. I'm
just
but
being
wow.
honest.
You are being honest. Here's the way, but I see it different. I see it as you're right about one thing. Like, it comes out of people differently. Some people are really good at writing things down, and I'm not. I start writing things down, I screw it up. My thoughts my brain's going faster than my hand. Or my hands too. I don't know what that makes it sound like I'm not that I'm smarter. It's I'm too dumb to write it all down. But I've great. It's such a skill. It's such a skill to be able to do that. You're right though. Sometimes it does come. You meet people like that, and then you talk to them, and it's different. A lot of writers are that way.
I think there's people who think, and I'm not making it about me, who think that about me. I'm not autistic. I can talk shit in person as well. Autistic. But I remember there would be times I'd go to El Bait Shop and High Life Lounge, and people would meet me. They're like, "Well, you're not like you are on the show." Well,
I was getting to that point. You are one of those people. You are, and you admit it. I need this
interaction to bring it out in me, right? It's like we're having a conversation, and
you're better one-on-one. Anytime that you're in a group, anytime that you're in a large setting like that, you don't. It's not that not that you shut down. You say you shut down. You just kind of close it in a little bit. I'm the exact opposite.
Yes, you are.
I get in a group and I'm like, here we go. All right, butterfly.
I want to know all your names by the time I leave.
I want to know all your stories. Tell me something fun about you. And then I'd come back to Travis like a little carrier pigeon. Hey, see that guy in the corner over there? You're not going to believe what he does for a living.
And I'm like a Labrador.
Like a Labrador. Yeah.
If you look at the ESPN game predictor between Iowa and Clemson, it's about a 50-50 split. Iowa's a 2.5-point favorite. Here's a statistic to keep an eye on in close games. And this one kind of surprised me. I should have known it, but you kind of lose track of it. Iowa 1-4 in one-possession games this year, Ross. 1-4.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, let's see. What were can I so they lost to Ohio State in a one-possession game. Lost to Michigan. Lost to Penn State. I don't even see what one-possession game did they win. Oh, beat USC 73-72. Well, why wouldn't the Nebraska game have fallen into? Oh, no. That was because that was a 5-point game.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
1-4 in one possession games.
Okay.
Now, keep an eye on Clemson. They average 8 3-pointers a game. And in the last 10 games, Clemson 4-6, Iowa 3-7. So it's not like these teams are coming to the tournament red hot.
Yeah.
Be interesting. You know, I saw Chris Hassel when he made an observation. You get a week to get ready. So, I mean, it's different today than it would have been right after the game. But listen to Chris Hassel, you know, when they made the announcement, he was totally surprised at the contrast between the two coaches. When they asked Ben McCollum right after he was picked, you know, what do you know about Clemson? And it was like, I don't know anything, you know. And the Clemson coach, like, immediately broke down Iowa and Bennett State. It's like he'd been watching them all year long, right?
Yeah.
And again, a week later, that's not going to matter because I guarantee Ben McCollum knows a lot about Iowa or Clemson at this point. But it was a keen observation by Hassel.
Very keen observation.
Yes.
I did, and my first instinct was I wonder if Ben McCollum's being honest with us.
I
know
think he
more
was.
about him. Okay.
And just hear me out. He's a kind of a dialed-in guy, right?
Yeah.
Is he gonna look outside the Big Ten Conference when you got to worry about the Big Ten Conference?
Yeah, but remember, every other coach that we've talked to has told us, yeah, we know who the range of teams are. We have an idea where we're going to be. We have a group of about 6-7 teams that we've prepared for. We've kind of looked at right. And I'm not saying he was lying to us. And my bigger point would be this. Every coach we've ever talked to and Ben McCollum's reputation amongst coaches around the nation is being a great X's and O's coach. And we've seen that throughout the year with rare exception. And I'm kind of surprised. The thing that surprised me about that number, Travis, of being 1-4 in one possession games is only having 5 one-possession games all season. It seemed like they had a lot more close games, but they were Coach McCollum did a good job of keeping them in games for the most part. Blown out at Michigan State, bad performance at Maryland, a couple of bad performances, but other than that, did a very good job of keeping the team in games, as far as I remember.
And in one possession games, that's 1, 2, or 3 points, right?
Right.
When you start fouling late, you're going to get to that 4. You're going to get to that 5 number.
I mean, how they rushed the court against Nebraska, and it was that because that's why when I went past it, my eyes went like, wait, where's the Nebraska game that they rushed the court on?
That was a pretty easy win.
5-point game. I think Bob's got the best. This is why I don't know how any Hawkeye fan could be confident. I don't know any Hawkeye fan that is super confident. What team shows up? Is it the team that beat Nebraska? Is it that team that lost on the road?
Well, let me narrow it down. Is it a Bennett Sturts that scores 20-plus points or is held to 12 or 13? Bennett Sturts held 12 to 13. Iowa loses. Bennett Sturts goes for 18, 19, 20, 21, 30. They win. I know that's a over easy synopsis, but
how about that? Let me ask you.
It's true.
What sort of Hawkeye contingency shows up in Tampa?
Well, you're probably going to have Brad Heinrichs there, right? And so
there's a lot of Hawkeye fans. Hawkeye fans there.
Yeah. Do I think it was like, I don't know if you watched the Nebraska game yesterday. Oklahoma City was, I don't know if I've ever seen anything like that. I've covered a lot of NCAA tournaments. I don't know how that happened. And even Troy Dannon was interviewed after. He goes, we only got 200 tickets. So how all these people got these tickets is impressive because, 1, it's hard to get a ticket. 2, it's expensive. But there were, if Iowa State can replicate that in St. Louis today, that'd be impressive. But you got to give Nebraska fan credit for finding a way to Oklahoma City yesterday. I don't think Iowa has that, but I bet you have 500 to 1,000 Iowa fans in Tampa. Is that on the low end, or is that on the high end, do you think? If there is 1,000 Hawkeye fans.
That's on the low end.
That's the low end?
I would think. I think that's on the way low end.
I don't know.
And what let's go back to something. Speaking of the ticket allotment, because you threw some numbers at us last week when we found out about for Iowa State earlier this week. I'm sorry, on Monday, that they had 400 tickets, but 222 of them were set aside for the director's level at $18,000 a year or more. Okay.
Yeah.
I got some information about that, Travis, because we thought, well, that's an interesting number. The 222, that must be the number of $18,000 donors. It's not. There are more than the 222. There's a lottery for those 222. So even if you are an $18,000 a year donor at Iowa State and a director's level donor, you were not guaranteed to have a shot at tickets.
And you'd asked me, do you think there's more than 222 18,000 donors? And I said yes.
Yeah, you did. Right. And I got confirmation that was the case.
Oh no, it's probably a bigger number than we'll ever. You may know the number, but you go, well, 18,000. Is there more? There's probably maybe 1,000 at that. Who knows? Now, do you think it's a fair lottery? Meaning, do you think the biggest donor at Iowa State got thrown in the lottery and didn't win?
The same. Did he have a few more balls in the bin? Is that what you're asking, Trav? Is there a frozen envelope in there?
Is it? Sorry, Mr. Sukup, you don't get to go. You did not win the lottery.
How do I spell that? S-U...
But what intrigued me about that, when I heard Troy Dannon yesterday, if you're a higher seed, right? So Iowa State said it had 400 tickets. Troy Dannon said it only had 200 tickets. What he may have been saying is we only had 200 tickets for fans.
That's what I interpreted that as well.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't see Trav because again I was really watching a lot more of the Ohio State game during that time. Was watching until Nebraska jumped out to the lead and knew that game was, it was like a 30-point game at one point.
Yeah, you get bored of it.
What I saw was Keith Murphy reposted a video of one of the Nebraska TV guys walking the line. Did you see that?
No.
Like going outside and, hey, check it out, Nebraska fans, and speeding the video along. And it's like miles of Nebraska fans line up.
I mean, it was just impressive. Whether if that would have been any team, you'd go, "Wow, you're passionate." Well, when your football team sucks and you need something good to think about,
we'll have a lot of time to talk about this. But did you see the Vegas number on the over/under for Nebraska football wins?
No. They got a tough schedule.
I think it was 4.5.
Ooh.
Let me look it up. Maybe I'm wrong about this. And again, we got lots of time to talk about this.
4.5.
This says there's no official number out yet, but Sports Illustrated has a thing that says FanDuel is setting the line at 5.5. Lowest of rules error. Anyways, yeah, go enjoy some basketball.
And the thing is, in year 4, it shouldn't be at 5.5.
Yeah, and again, lots of time to talk about that. Yeah. You mentioned it. I thought I'd mention that'll be a.
What do you think is of the 3 teams playing today? Iowa State, Northern Iowa, and Iowa. What game do you think is the best game?
I mean, it's so easy to pick the Iowa 8-9 matchup, right?
Yeah, because that's on paper should be the evenly matched game.
I think it will be, mean, even Vegas has that as a one-possession game, as we talked about.
Yeah.
What was the number for you and I? Was you and I
9.5?
9.5. If you tell me I've got, and then I saw that I said Iowa State wins by 30, and I think I saw the number on that's like 24.5. So if you told me that I had to bet on one of the teams, I'm taking you and I. I'll give the points and take you and I.
I'm sure there's a lot of people who are not familiar with Northern Iowa looking at that line going, hold on for a second. St. John's is coming off a Big East championship. They lost 2 games in the Big East all year long, and they're not even a double-digit favorite against a 12 seed. Can you see that? I mean, somebody in New York going, what? Who's Northern Iowa? And they're only a 9.5-point favorite?
And why is the over-under 131? You said it. St. John's can score. They can go for 80.
And you and I can play defense. And they're going to try to control the pace. That's the key. Controlling that. You can't turn the ball over because that's when the pace gets out of hand. Northern Iowa needs to be around, 8, 9, 10 turnovers for the game?
Maybe.
And control that pace. Iowa just needs to have Bennett Sturts be Bennett Sturts. And role players step up and deliver. But Bennett Sturts has got to have a 20-plus night if they want to get a win over Clemson. But that's not saying anything that hasn't been true all year long. Yeah. And when I say 20, it can be 19 or 18. But
he's going to have a really good game. Can't have a lot of turnovers. If he doesn't have 20 points, he's going to have 8, 9 assists.
And the Hawks are going to have to play, and they do. They play good D, but they can't let Clemson hit their threes. 8 threes a game is quite a few.
I meant to look up Clemson just to kind of get an idea of what, those metrics we love so much. See what, Clemson is not, the computers don't love Clemson.
No.
39th in Ken Palm. Iowa is 24th. Iowa is 30 in offense and defense. Adjusted offense 30, adjusted defense 30. Clemson is 72nd adjusted offense and 21st defensively. So it could be a slower pace game, could be a lower scoring game.
I think a slower pace game favors Iowa. I could be wrong.
I do too. No, I think that's what where they're in their rhythm. And what's the end of the day? 2-1. Iowa and Iowa State win. You and I comes up just short.
If I had to lay money down, I'd say it's a 2-1. And by the way, if Iowa wins, then you can officially say it's a successful season. If you're done growing your family, a vasectomy may be the next right step for you. At Urology Center of Iowa, they offer a no-scalpel procedure designed to be simple, safe, and convenient. It's performed right in Des Moines by specialists who focus on men's health every single day. So take control of your future with confidence, guys. Visit iowauro.com. That's iowauro.com and click Schedule an Appointment. At Urology Center of Iowa, we see you. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job millionaire. A front row tickets to every show millionaire. A hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie millionaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles millionaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
Woohoo!
Hi, I'm John Linares with Willis Lexus, and I've got some exciting news on this beautiful March day. Lexus has extended their low rates of 2.49 and 3.49 on all hybrid models. And whether it's your first time leasing or your 10th time leasing, Lexus has an added value for you this month, and they're covering your first payment. And last but not least, it's that time of year where we need to say goodbye to our 2025 models. We have 4 remaining in stock with huge savings. Stop in and take a look at our inventory or visit us online at willislexus.com.
Hey, Tanner with Liberty Lawn and Landscape here. It may be chilly now, but before you know it, spring will be here. We are now booking for spring, so get a hold of us to schedule your next project today. Serving the Des Moines Metro, we specialize in a variety of services such as retaining walls, paver patios, edging and rocking, and much more. Now offering 3D renderings to show you exactly how your project will look before beginning. Liberty is proudly veteran-owned and ready to serve you today.
Hi, it's Noel. At Fiscus Jewelers, we're honored by the fact that our customers continue to come back on purpose, and that trust means everything to us. For years, we've been privileged to be a part of life's most meaningful moments, and we never take that responsibility lightly. We proudly offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, cutting-edge custom designs, including free CAD drawings, and a team that takes the time to get it right. Thank you for choosing us year after year. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
The largest selection of German beer in the world? You'll find it at the Hessen House. From Doppelbocks to Oktoberfest to Hefeweizens and Dunkels, there's no passport needed for the deliciously different beer and food at the Hessen House. So grab your friends and make it a fun night out. The Hessen House, 4th and Court, Des Moines.
Hi, I'm Tom, owner at Central City Liquors. Our customers love us because we offer a large selection at an affordable price. And to keep costs low for you, we don't splurge on fancy promotions and expensive equipment. This commercial is being shot on a phone taped to a stick. Anyway, we are proud to announce our new rewards program that allows customers to save more the more they buy. So don't spend more to pay for fancy commercials. Save at Central City, where we know what's important. I told you we should have used duct tape.
Hi, I'm Sean McFarland, Service Manager here at Mini of Des Moines. It's pothole season, which is why now we're offering a 20% discount when you purchase a tire rotation, balance, and alignment. Please give us a call or visit us online at miniofdesmoines.com to set your appointment.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
If you're looking for a mortgage for your new home, well, Gary Presnell is the man to call because he's the best mortgage banker. And he's a mortgage banker with Northwest Bank, financing residential homes for the past 25 years. Gary offers VA, FHA, IFA, first-time buyer loans, and conventional and new construction loans, and all approvals are done locally by Northwest Bank. Gary can get your loan pre-approved in less than 30 minutes, and it can happen after hours during the week or on weekends. Gary's been the state of Iowa's top-producing mortgage banker for 8 years. That's why I say he's the best. You want a trusted local mortgage professional with years of experience to handle your largest purchase? Well, Gary can make that happen, and he's going to take great care of you. Give him a call at 515-975-6767. With March Madness underway, of course, a lot of you have filled out brackets, and a lot of you have participated in the Washed Up Walk-Ons Rush Radio Show tournament pool. I am not faring so well. I don't know if you filled out a bracket there, Ross, but I'm at like 119th. 119. I had a bad day yesterday.
I have not looked to see where I am. Yes, I did fill out a bracket. I kind of went pretty chalk. I didn't pick a lot of upsets. I don't remember any that I didn't have any that I was really hung up on. I'm sure I picked UNI to win. I'm sure I picked Iowa State, and UNI to win.
I don't think I picked UNI to win. I went with, I tried to. Maybe I should have, but it's one of the. But hell, maybe that's good because my bracket sucked yesterday. I mean, Ethan Dix, who's been a longtime listener of this show, Ethan.
Yeah.
He's leading the pool right now. He's got 61 points. Yeah. He stands alone at the top of the pool with 61 points. There's 3 people tied with 56. I'm way, way, way down the list. Way down the list. Now, you're probably thinking, boy, I'm just hearing about this for the first time. Don't worry. You can still get signed up for the second round. And basically, you get a start with fresh picks on the second round. Now, you're going to be farther behind with points, but you can make up some ground because we have 5 prizes to give away. The grand prize is a Willis Auto Spa silver combo detail up to a $250 value. That's a full interior and exterior detail. Get your ride looking brand new. Second place is JR South Fork Ranch prize pack, Iowa State Fair tickets, lobster rolls, beverages, and JR's merch. Then you have the Iowa Fireworks Farm 4-cake assortment pack. Fourth place are Bacon Fest tickets. I talked to Brooks Reynolds last night. There's only 44 tickets left for Bacon Fest. This thing's going to be sold out.
It's going to be a lot more quaint event this year than the last decade. Man, that's the 4th place prize?
That's the 4th place prize.
Dude, I thought that was, I think I said it was second place when I was rattling through them the other day.
Now, JR's is yeah. But Bacon Fest is almost, so outside of that, if you want to go to Bacon Fest, you can play your odds here with the tournament pool, or you can just go buy your tickets because they're going fast, and that's going to be a fun party. Fun party. Because Brooks always, if you've ever been to a Brooks Reynolds party, they're fun. They're really fun.
Ain't no party like a Brooks Reynolds party.
And then the 5th place prize, and if this is a 5th place prize, a $100 gift certificate to El Bait Shop. That's a lot of beer. And a $50 gift card to Central City Liquor. That's a lot of booze. Just saying.
That's a great. And I think Ken Payne is working with our listener, TJ. Did I tell you about this? We're working on a last place prize. TJ wants to do a last, and I hope they got the details ironed out. I put the 2 of them in touch with each other to try to get it put together. And I think that they were working on getting a last place prize. They came up with some ideas. I threw an idea out there.
I think there needs to be a qualifier on that when it comes to last place.
I told TJ this also. I said there's got to be a qualifier so you don't just have somebody tank the whole, if somebody can't just sign up and then not do the picks or something.
Yeah, and I think there were 4 people today that didn't do the picks. I think that'll limit. I think you've got to play along the whole tournament. And some people are going to like this about our pool. Some people are not going to like it. Some people just like to fill out the bracket and forget about it. You got to play along and make your picks each and every round.
Yeah.
You got to earn this thing.
Ray would like to ruin our relationship with Willis. He says, if I win, can I have my semi-detailed?
Let's call Jason Willis.
Look if Ray rolled in. He's with it.
Here comes the Kenworth. Ray's going, I'm not a Kenworth guy. I'm a Peterbilt guy. Or I'm a Freightliner guy. Now I got a Mack.
I wonder how much more work. Twice as much? 3 times as much? How much more work would it be if Ray rolled in with his Kenworth sleeper cab?
Yeah, and probably got the double California King sleep. Have you ever been driving down the road and you're like, I mean, I'm the son of a trucker, right? It took my dad, I don't know how many years to get a double cab. I mean, for years it was a single, and I'm like, oh, Dad, this sucks. This is nothing but a cot. Then later on, like when I got in high school, he got a Peterbilt with a double cab. Had a little walking room in there. I wouldn't say it's a full double bed, but it was like a 1.5. I was driving on the interstate the other day, and I'm like, that's like a small house.
Yeah, it's incredible now. It's incredible.
And all I could think is, oh, you don't have a home life. That literally is your home. You're an over-the-road trucker, which is fine. It's great.
Ray says Ray's a Volvo guy.
Oh, Volvo truck. Well, you know what? Willis sells Volvos.
Yes, they do. There you go. Roll in with it, Ray. That'd be great.
How big of a sleeper cab you got on that? Is that a double, triple, or just a single?
Well, sometime during the summer, we're gonna have to play Where You At, What You Hauling with Ray.
I would say, Ross, the difference would be for you asked how much work it would be. The interior probably would not be that much different than a car. Now,
Really? Okay, I was just anticipating.
I think the exterior would be a lot harder. Just saying. Oh, you just gave me PTSD when it comes. It's not like I detailed my dad's trucks, but growing up on the weekends, my job was to wash the truck, right? And in our shop in the wintertime, until he finally got a heated high pressure washer for like a Hawkeyes, I'd have to use cold water coming out of the hose, and you'd put your hand on you're like, oh, I'm freezing. It was like a cold plunge.
It's like a cold plunge.
I can hang meat hooks with the best of them. I can hang meat hooks like they're tomorrow, but I don't even know if anybody hauls swinging meat anymore. I think it's all just boxed beef. I don't think they haul big slabs of meat. I can stack pallets with the best of them. I can grease a truck like there's no tomorrow. I hate washing trucks. I've just bored Ross.
No. You talked about swinging meat and and then I can grease a truck with the best of them. Okay, we get it.
I just want to prove that I did some manual labor early on in my life.
No, for the first time ever, I was the one with the perverted brain. I'm sorry. That's what was happening there. They don't haul swinging meat anymore. I was like, Ray hauling some swinging meat.
Chris just said flag. You never disappoint us, Flag.
He wrote in, I got swinging meat. Hey, real quick, because can we have some fun for the last? I know we got basketball, but dude,
I just heard from Tyler Kluver. He's on vacation in Florida, and his computer won't connect to the internet. He's probably having the same problem you had up in Minneapolis when you started freaking about the internet not connecting. He can't connect up.
Yeah, sometimes there's some firewall stuff. No big deal, Kluve. Not that I wasn't looking forward to chatting with you, because I actually had a couple fun things for you today. But no big deal. We can do that. Do it next week, and enjoy your vacation, buddy. Where was I just getting ready to go with this, Trav? I had a couple of fun ones for you, honestly. When we were kids, remember when everybody wanted to have, there was like a big push to have opening day for Major League Baseball be a national holiday?
Yeah.
And every now and again, people are like, oh, we should be a national holiday. Well, in Pittsburgh, the Pittsburgh public school system is going to go to remote learning the days of the NFL draft.
Because it's in Pittsburgh this year.
It's in Pittsburgh, and just because of congestion in the city, the PPS is going to go to remote learning during the NFL draft. I thought that was an interesting.
I mean, does remote learning, can kids learn over the internet? I mean, my wife's a teacher, right? And every time she had to do remote learning, she goes, they're not paying attention. Even with the cameras on, they're not paying attention. I'm not saying that some people can't. I'm just saying, is it worth it? And do you do a full day? Are we doing 8 hours? Or are we like, hey, we're going to meet the minimum required by the state, and then we're going to call it quits?
That's
everybody's going, yes, they can. Yes,
they can. Not everybody's going, yes, they can. Tough one. I just thought that, can they? Is it good for them? Is it? That's a whole other conversation for way other.
What if somebody raised their hands and goes, my mom and dad have tickets to the draft, so we're gonna go party. We're gonna go downtown and party all day. You have your fun remote day.
Yeah. It doesn't work for a lot of kids. It might work for some. I don't know. And we shouldn't paint with broad brushes and try to solve all those world's problems.
I'm Bob Ross, baby.
I love it, baby.
Freaking paint.
I freaking God. Travis, you're old enough to remember when they invented running.
You're such a dick. You are such a dick.
And then, of course, the that great great craze of jogging came around, right? And when
Yogging.
fitness, yogging. Well, Travis, let me introduce you to the latest evolution. First man walked, then he ran, then he jogged. Now he'll plog.
Plogging?
This is from NewYorkPost.com.
So that's
plogging. Yeah, this is. I mean,
I like the Post.
Plogging fitness trend is taking over New York City's streets and keeping people in shape. Move over, boring old run club. Picking up trash while jogging with pals is the new hot fitness trend. Run clubs have become increasingly popular as a way to exercise, forge friendships, and make romantic connections. And now some New Yorkers are taking their passion a step further by cleaning the streets as they move.
Dude, I've got a conspiracy theory here.
We're 9 seconds into this, and you've come up with a conspiracy theory. And I'm the crazy one. I bet it's the same thing I'm thinking. Fire away.
You now have a socialist running New York City. They got together in a room, and they said, hey, how can we save money on the trash pickup of New York City? Let's find a group of like-minded individuals and start this trend and start a social media campaign to make it look like it's cool. And then all of a sudden we'll have people, because people are followers, they're not leaders. And then all of a sudden we'll have people jogging with hefties on their back, stopping to pick up trash, and we just got ourselves some free labor. Am I off the mark there?
You are off by one thing. The hefty bags are in their hands as they run, not on their back.
Well, see,
it's people running. Yeah, they're jogging, carrying giant bags of trash.
That's socialism, folks.
Plogging, the eco-friendly, because again, it's how you pitch it, man. It's how you present it.
It's all in the story.
Plogging, the eco-friendly fitness movement that combines jogging and the Swedish phrase plocka upp, meaning pick up, or the English phrase pick up.
Whatever happened to inmates just putting on a safety vest and going out and picking up trash?
It's not only eco-friendly, it's Swedish. You're not jogging and picking up trash for the city. That's not you're being eco-friendly and Swedish. Don't you understand? It's European. Oh, so the Europeans run around and pick up trash? No. We just picked a European word and then threw it in with jogging. But it's the same thing that means pickup. So we could have, since we're American, we could have just said that we used pickup trash and jogging and put the, but it's way better if we say it's eco-friendly and Swedish.
And put a fancy word to go, hey, what are you guys doing today? I'm
plogging.
I'm plogging.
Oh, are you simply jogging? You don't care about Mother Earth? You don't care about the world? We're plogging. You're running for yourself?
Everyone should pick up at least some trash while they're out. That's called being a good steward. I don't disagree with that. If I'm at a park and I see something, I pick it up. If I'm on my daily run, which will never happen, ever.
Oh, that almost killed me. That I felt my heart give away for a second there.
Ever will that happen? I'm not stopping to pick up trash. That's what city workers who are getting paid to do that are there to do. You go to Florence, Italy.
Dude.
You see people who are hired by the city to go around and pick that crap up.
Can I tell you the two words that have been pushed together that should be an alarm bell? These, when you hear these two words, they should have to start to prove their merit to you, and I mean it. I'm dead serious. For Tina Muir, a sustainability advocate, her introduction to the activity was through plogging events hosted by the New York Roadrunners, a Manhattan-based that caters to runners.
What? I lost you there for a second. Non what?
What's that?
I lost you there. A non what?
Yeah. Okay. Nonprofit.
Oh. Socialism.
Manhattan-based nonprofit that caters to runners of all ages and abilities. Quote, I was excited at the time to do something actionable and feel like I was contributing positively to the world around me and the city I've really come to love. You ever seen the movie Dinner with Andre?
No.
There's this great scene in this conversation where the guy's like, do you know anybody that lives in New York City? And the guy's like, yeah. And he's like, do you know anybody that once talks about how they want to move out of New York City, but they never do? And the guy's like, yeah, everybody that I know in New York City. And he goes, yeah. I have this really smart friend. He thinks that New York City is the idea of like the new prison, where the inmates have actually built the prison and they're the ones that keep everybody around, but they're so proud of what they've built that they won't leave it because they're too proud of what they built inside their own prison. That movie's from like the 70s. Here's the thing. I am so excited. The city I've come to love that now I will spend my free time running around. Humphrey, I'm with you. Listen, man, I'm an outdoorsman all the time, and I take great pride in trying to leave fishing holes cleaner than I found them. Never leave anything behind, that sort of thing. And if you see other stuff, try to pick up around you. I'm absolutely with that. They are now. How do you not see what this is? Social engineering, totally. We're going to now take your free time, take your garbage bags, and you guys run around and do that. You're not, and they shame you into it by saying with about 6 different key little buzzwords here.
Nate says, ran cross country in high school, never picked up trash, but we did stop for the roadside porn people threw out.
I mean, but same
I question
thing,
those
Nate.
people why would you throw out the porn?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
I mean, as a teen, you always, and teens today won't have to hide a magazine like we did. I mean,
that's a good,
they'd go underneath
they have no idea the struggle.
Yeah. Or you'd have to sneak it back into dad's stash, right? Okay, this was 4 down. Got to make sure. That's why you always took the one off the top. You didn't want to take the one top off the deck because they would know that, well, that's on top of the deck. So you'd have to go in the middle, and then you're like, oh, man, did I stack this right? I'm just speaking as that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. It doesn't sound like that was actually didn't sound like that came from a place of experience.
This story comes out on the same day that the New York governor says, hey, all you rich people that moved to Florida, could you move back, please? Because our tax rolls are way down. It's fun to visit Florida, but you need to live here. Did you see that?
I did see that. We need you to come back.
Need you to come back because you're hurting our economy. You did that to yourself.
Trav, if I said, name I love how Duke just gets all the hate. They get all the hate. Complex.com put a list together of the most annoying Duke players of the last decade.
Of the last decade?
Yeah, not of all time. Not of all time. Because I think I've come around on Christian Laettner. Laettner was a dude that I hated growing up. And then that documentary was out, that 30 for 30, Everybody Hates Christian Laettner. Have you seen that one?
It's a good documentary.
That's a good 30 for 30. No, this is just an article of the most hated Duke players of the last decade. Grayson Allen, number 1.
Okay, I can see that.
Yep, that was. I thought he'd be number 1. Austin Rivers is on the list. There's a couple guys I don't really remember. Kyle Singler, Miles Mason, and Marshall Plumlee are all 3 on there. Ryan Kelly.
Don't know that.
I don't know that name. Jalen Johnson, Cam Reddish, Kyle Filipowski, Luke Kennard.
I think you're reaching at this point. Grayson Allen would have been number 1, but it wasn't like, and I think the Duke players, what we found annoying is because Duke dominated. I mean, Duke's been good, but they haven't dominated like.
Yeah.
You know, they had that arrogance about them, and you're like, oh, we don't like you.
The weird thing is, I really liked Bobby Hurley, and now I don't. And I really didn't like
Christian Laettner,
and now I do. Yeah, Grayson Allen. I'm with Scott. Says Grayson Allen by a mile. He was a cheap shot artist. Yeah,
100%. But I think that's the only one that you may. I mean,
the other ones are just because they were like Cameron and Caden Boozer. What are they to hate about? Because they wear a Duke uniform.
What's his name's not on there? Who's always injured for the New Orleans team? What was his name? The dunker. God, why can't I remember his name?
Talk about Anthony Davis.
No.
Street clothes?
No. Help me out, chat.
The Duke player.
Zion.
You're talking about Zion. I'm so sorry. Jesus. That was
Yeah.
Zion. Yeah, was he hated? I don't feel like he was
people
hated
loved to
at all.
watch him
People
dunk. They were
loved
like, let's watch this dude go.
Yeah.
Do you hear about this winning streak that was snapped? New York University, a Division III women's basketball team, had a 91-game winning streak. They got beat in the semifinals of the Final Four last night. 91 games. They hadn't lost a game since March 11th, 2023. Second longest streak in NCAA history, only behind UConn's 111-game winning streak. 91 games. I don't care what division you're at. You could be, I mean, it's kind of like Joe Woodley's streak at Grandview, not losing a regular season game. You're like, that's incredible.
90-some is incredible, Travis. UConn had 111.
Yes.
At the Division I level, and that was recently. That's incredible.
What, 5 or 6 years ago, I think it was?
You could, again.
Might be longer. The years go by.
My brain doesn't work well.
You thought Hubert Davis was hired in 2004.
Yeah, he was, wasn't he?
2021.
I must have been thinking about when it would have been just before Roy, because there's this memory of early 2000s. 2002, 2003.
Well, Bill
maybe
Guthridge went to the Final Four right after he took over for Dean Smith, but then that went south very quickly.
I think that's what I'm thinking about is how that went south, and they were an 8 seed one year, and it was like, North Carolina?
Yeah.
They can't be an 8 seed. So, yeah. So, for old Hubie, things are going to get hot real quick.
And then you could be a 6 seed, and they might go, it's time to do something else. But you know what?
Monday we were talking about an Iowa State Sweet 16 team.
Probably. I'd be disappointed if we're not. Are we talking about a Nebraska Sweet 16 team?
You might be.
Just to let you know, a good portion of your audience listeing does come from that side
I'm
of the state.
Just
letting you know. Just letting you know. I've got the analytics to pack it up. But that would actually be a story. From not winning ever an NCAA tournament game, getting to...
I mean, Trav, what will be the best story? Let's go look at the bracket real quick. What do your
the best story would be High Point in the Sweet 16.
Yeah,
that would be the best story. At least I think it would be. A bad story would be Iowa losing today and Iowa State losing today.
Yeah, if we're not, you're right. If we're not talking Iowa State Sweet 16 on Monday, that's going to be that'll be a disappointment. Let's hope we're not talking about no Iowa teams on Saturday. So we got a couple going, huh?
We'll be back Monday at 6 a.m. Enjoy your weekend, folks.
Have
Hope
fun,
you had
Tyler.
Fun with us today, Tyler, report in from San Diego. We'll see you Monday on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Start spreading the news, 'cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Hi, Hi, Noel from Fiscus Jewelers. Thinking about popping the question? Take their breath away with a diamond you can trust. Rare and forever natural diamonds. Thoughtfully selected and pre-screened using advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together. Our experienced team is here to help you create something truly meaningful. And let's not forget about the guys. We proudly offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
At Willis, we have a simple philosophy. We treat every guest like a guest in our own home. That means a stress-free environment where you can be cared for by our knowledgeable service team or find that perfect vehicle. Like the stylish Sentra, now leasing for $299 a month with zero do-it-signing. Or 0% up to 60 months and 3 years of free maintenance on the luxurious new Murano. At Willis Nissan, we're here to take care of you and your vehicle.
Welcome to Willis Nissan.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job millionaire. A front row tickets to every show millionaire. A hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie millionaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles millionaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Missing a quality, home-cooked meal? You know, the kind Mom used to make? Lucky for you, we found her recipe book. Welcome to the High Life. Welcome to the Champagne of Bars.
Back to the Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.